Welcome to the Stronger with Age podcast, where, as always, aging is just the beginning. And, today we're diving deep into something that can really make a difference at any age.
Mhm.
Forgiveness,
Yes.
letting go of resentment.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is.
But it's so important.
It is, and it's so worth it.
Right.
And for this deep dive, we've got some amazing material to work with.
Oh, awesome.
We've got articles from Heron Wellness, Psych Central, Harvard Health,
Nice.
New Ways Somatic Psychotherapy and Coaching, Beyond Healing Counseling,
Wow.
and Impossible Psychological Services.
That's a great lineup.
It is, and a study from PMC as well.
Cool.
So we're looking at this from every angle.
I like it.
Practical tips,
Mm.
psychology, the science behind how this impacts us.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Right. And our mission for you today is to make this as clear as possible.
Okay.
So by the time you're done with this deep dive,
Right.
you really know what forgiveness is, why it's so good for you, and how you can start cultivating this in your own life.
Great.
So you don't have to feel overwhelmed by this idea.
Love it. So,
Where do we start?
where do we start?
Yeah.
I think the first thing we need to do is just define what we're talking about here.
Okay.
What is forgiveness?
Yeah, what is it?
Because I think there are a lot of misconceptions
I think so too.
about what it means to
Yeah.
forgive.
Absolutely.
So how about we start there?
Well, Psych Central has a really good definition.
Okay.
They describe forgiveness as a conscious decision to let go of those feelings of resentment
Mm-hmm.
after you've been wronged by someone.
Okay.
So it's that active choice
Right.
to step away from the anger,
Yeah.
the hurt, the sadness, all that stuff that we naturally feel when somebody does something to us.
Yeah, and it's not about saying it's okay
Oh, absolutely not.
or minimizing what happened.
Right. It's not about saying it didn't matter
Right.
or that it wasn't a big deal. It's not condoning the behavior.
No, it's not condoning it
Not at all.
or excusing the behavior.
And it's not forgetting.
And it's definitely not forgetting.
Yeah.
Harvard Health makes that really clear.
Yeah.
And you don't have to reconcile with the person.
Right. This is about you.
Exactly. It's about you.
So if it's not those things,
Right.
what is it?
What?
How do we define this?
Heron Wellness talks about forgiveness as being a shift,
Okay.
an internal shift
Mm-hmm.
from a negative standpoint to a more positive,
Okay,
or
yeah.
at least a neutral standpoint.
Okay. So it's about how you feel
Yes. It
and
covers
how
all.
you relate to the offense.
Mhm, okay.
Okay.
And they emphasize that it's really about letting go.
Okay.
It's about releasing yourself
Mm-hmm.
from those painful emotions,
Okay.
from the negative ties that are
Yeah.
binding you to the other person.
So it's about freeing yourself.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It's a gift you give
A
yourself.
gift of freedom.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a little bit better understanding now.
Of what forgiveness is and isn't.
Right.
So let's talk about what happens when we don't forgive,
Okay.
when we hold on to that anger,
Yeah. What's the impact of that?
that resentment.
Right.
What does that do to us?
It can do a lot.
Yeah.
Heron Wellness points out that holding on to resentment
Mm-hmm.
can actually make us physically sick.
Really?
Yeah, they say it can affect our blood pressure.
Oh, wow.
It releases stress hormones.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it can impact our overall well-being,
Yeah.
physical, emotional, even spiritual.
So it's not just in our heads.
No, not at all. This is a whole body thing.
Whole body, whole being.
Wow, okay.
And there's research to back this up.
Oh, good.
Psych Central talks about a study from 2019
Okay.
that looked at older adults,
Mm-hmm.
and they found a really strong link between anger and inflammation.
Oh, inflammation is so bad for you.
It
It's
is.
linked to so many different health problems.
Right, and we're talking about everything from fatigue and pain to serious things like heart disease and cancer.
Yeah.
So it's not something to take lightly,
No, not at all.
and that's not all.
There's more.
There's more.
Oh, gosh.
Psych Central also talks about a study from 2018,
Okay.
and this one found a link between resentment and cognitive decline.
So it can affect our thinking.
Yeah, things like memory,
Wow.
focus, learning new things.
That's scary.
It is, and the study even suggested that forgiveness might help protect against that.
So it's almost like it's making our brains foggy.
Yeah, kind of like a cloud over your thinking.
And of course, we can't forget the emotional impact of holding on to these negative emotions.
Yeah, and both Psych Central and Impossible Psychological Services
Mm-hmm.
talk about the link between resentment and mental health issues,
Okay.
like anxiety, depression, stress, even hostility.
So it's like it's feeding itself.
It is. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah. So we hold on to the anger, and then that makes us more angry.
Makes us more stressed, more anxious.
Yeah. So not good.
No. Not good at all.
But let's move on to the good stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about the benefits of forgiveness.
Yes, let's do that.
Because there are a lot of them.
There are.
So Harvard Health talks about how forgiveness can improve our mental health.
Oh, okay.
And they mention some studies that have shown this. And then Psych Central mentions even more studies.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about reduced anxiety,
Yeah.
less depression.
Amazing.
Right.
Yeah, that's huge.
It is. And Harvard Health also talks about how forgiveness can reduce our stress levels.
Makes sense.
Help us sleep better.
Oh, that's always good.
Right. Even lower our blood pressure and heart rate.
Wow. So many physical benefits, too.
Yeah, it's not just mental.
It's amazing.
And then Psych Central talks about these studies from 2020 and 2018.
Okay.
And these studies found that people who have forgiven past hurts tend to have better relationships.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
They're more positive, and they feel less lonely and hopeless. I like that.
So it's not just about us.
Right.
It's about how we connect with other people.
Yeah, how we interact with the world.
Exactly.
And Impossible Psychological Services adds to that.
Okay.
They talk about how forgiveness can bring a sense of peace and just an overall feeling of well-being.
That sounds nice.
It does, right?
Yeah.
And they say it can help us stop dwelling on the past.
Oh, that's so important.
And it is, because it's so easy to get stuck.
Yeah, replaying those events over and over.
Exactly.
And that's not helpful.
No, it just keeps us trapped.
Right.
And they also say that forgiveness can lead to healthier relationships.
Okay.
You know, built on trust and open communication.
And that's what we want.
Right, that's what we all want.
Yeah.
And even in relationships that have been hurt, Harvard Health suggests that forgiveness can be a path to repair.
Okay.
It can help us rebuild trust.
Oh, that's great.
It is, like creating a stronger foundation.
Yeah. And then the PMC study.
Yeah. This is a study that really looked at the psychology of forgiveness. And one of the things they talk about is how forgiveness can restore hope.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
And they mention a quote from Desmond Tutu.
I love Desmond Tutu.
Who says,
Yeah.
"There is no future without forgiveness."
Wow, that's powerful.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So forgiveness is not just about healing the past.
Right.
It's also about opening ourselves up to the future,
It
to
does
new
that.
possibilities.
To a brighter future.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then we have Hair and Wellness, New Ways Somatic Psychotherapy,
Okay.
and the PMC study, all talking about how forgiveness can boost self-esteem.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And Beyond Healing Counseling adds that it can lead to personal growth.
Okay.
You know, discovering new things about ourselves and even improving our focus and productivity
I like that.
because we're not so caught up in the negativity.
Right. We're not wasting energy on those negative thoughts.
Exactly. So we can actually move forward.
Yeah. With more clarity and purpose.
I love that.
Yeah.
So the PMC study also looked at how forgiveness works.
Yeah.
Like, what's the mechanism behind it?
It's a science of forgiveness.
Yeah. And they found that it's not always a direct effect.
Interesting.
So forgiveness doesn't just directly make us happier.
Okay.
Instead, it works indirectly
How so?
by reducing anger
Okay.
and increasing hope.
Makes sense.
And those two things
Yeah.
have a huge impact on our well-being.
Right. So it's like a chain reaction.
Exactly.
Forgiveness leads to less anger, more hope, and that leads to greater happiness.
Right. So it's about setting a process in motion.
I see.
And they talk about Enright's process model of forgiveness,
Okay.
which emphasizes that forgiveness is not just about letting go of anger.
Right.
It's about offering something good despite the offense.
So it's about rising above the negativity,
Yeah, it's about choosing a different path.
a path of healing.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
So, knowing all this,
Yeah.
how do we actually do
That's
this?
the $1,000,000 question.
Right. Like, how do we actually forgive?
Give me the steps.
Right. So, Hair and Wellness and Psych Central
Okay.
both say that the first step is to feel your pain.
Okay.
Don't try to push it down.
Right.
Don't ignore it.
You got to feel it to heal it.
Exactly.
Acknowledge those feelings of hurt
Mm-hmm.
and let yourself experience them.
Yeah, and understand that pain can show up in a lot of different ways.
It can. Yeah.
It could be guilt,
Mm-hmm.
grief, shame, anger.
Confusion.
Right.
Yeah.
So many ways.
So it's important to be aware of what you're feeling.
Be present with it
It's exact.
and figure out what you need in that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe you need some self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need to talk to somebody.
Maybe go for a run.
Go for a run, get those endorphins going.
Yeah. Whatever works for you.
Right.
And Psych Central has a method they call RECH.
Okay, I like acronyms. It's
It,
easy to remember. And the first step is recall the hurt.
oh, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, goes back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah, acknowledging those feelings.
Feeling the pain.
So it might feel weird
It might.
to lean into the pain.
Yeah, because we usually try to avoid it,
We do.
but you can't really let go of something
Hmm.
until you've fully acknowledged it,
So true.
right?
Yeah.
So next step,
Okay.
Hair and Wellness and Beyond Healing Counseling. Talk about mindfulness,
Okay.
taking time to quiet your mind,
Hmm.
to get some perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not just reacting.
Right.
We're taking a step back.
Yeah, so that we can see things more clearly.
Yeah.
And Hair and Wellness has this mini forgiveness practice.
Oh, I like that.
Where you visualize the person and you feel the pain and the
Yeah.
unwillingness to forgive.
Yeah.
And you really identify the emotions and the sensations.
Really getting in touch with it.
Yeah.
And then they have you ask yourself these questions. Who's
Yeah.
suffering here?
That's a good one.
Right. Have I carried this burden long enough?
Yeah.
Am I willing to forgive?
And if you're ready,
Yeah.
they have you do this breathing exercise.
Oh, I love breathing exercises.
Me too.
They're so calming,
They are.
and they really help you center yourself.
Yeah,
So that's a great way to start,
it is.
to kind of ease into the process.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Hair and Wellness also talks about the importance of empathy.
Empathy, that's a big one.
It is.
Trying to understand the other person's perspective,
Even if you don't agree with them.
even if it's hard.
Right.
Yeah. And they talk about how empathy can help you shift
Okay.
from that cold state of resentment
Mhm.
to a warmer state
Okay.
where forgiveness becomes possible.
So it's like opening up your heart a little bit.
Yeah, softening a little bit.
Yeah. And Psych Central's REACH method also includes empathy. It does.
'Cause it's a key component.
It is. It's about trying to see the situation through their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be so hard,
It can be really hard.
especially if you've been hurt.
Yeah, but it's so important
It is.
because it helps you to break free from that cycle of blame.
Yeah. And that's what we want
That's the goal.
to move forward.
Yes.
So, Hair and Wellness and Beyond Healing Counseling both emphasize that forgiveness is a process.
It's not a one-time thing. It's not like flipping a switch.
No,
No.
it takes time.
It does.
And it's about taking small steps.
Okay, so what kind of small steps can we take?
Well, Hair and Wellness suggests maybe writing a letter
Okay.
to the person who hurt you.
You don't have to send it?
You don't have to send it.
Right.
It's just for you
Yeah, to process your feelings.
to get it out.
And if it's safe and appropriate,
Yeah.
you could even have a conversation with the person.
A difficult conversation.
It might be,
Yeah.
but it could be healing.
Cool.
Or even just praying for the person.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Just wishing them well.
Sending them good vibes.
Exactly.
And they talk about becoming forgivingly fit.
I like that.
That's a great analogy.
So, starting with smaller resentments.
Yeah, like working your way up.
Yeah, like building a muscle.
Building your forgiveness muscles.
So true.
And don't forget about forgiving yourself.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is.
And both Hair and Wellness and Harvard Health talk about this. They do.
Yeah, it's so important
It is.
because we all make mistakes.
We do.
And we need to be kind to ourselves.
Yeah, we can't expect perfection.
No, we're all human.
And Harvard Health says that self-forgiveness
Mm-hmm.
often involves remorse,
Okay.
making amends,
Yeah.
and extending compassion to ourselves. Oh, that's so hard sometimes.
It is, but it's so necessary.
It is.
It's like giving yourself a hug.
Yeah, so true.
And sometimes it involves asking for forgiveness from others.
Right, if we've hurt someone.
Right.
So Psych Central has this whole method.
Yeah, the REACH method.
The REACH each method.
What does it stand for again?
So R is for recall, the hurt.
Okay.
E is for empathize with the person who hurt you. A is for altruistic gift,
Altruistic gift.
which is basically seeing forgiveness as a gift to yourself
Okay.
and to others.
Mm-hmm.
C is for committing to forgive.
Okay.
So maybe writing it down.
Yeah, making that decision.
Yeah, making a conscious choice.
And H is for holding on to forgiveness.
Oh, that's a good one.
So reminding yourself.
Yeah, because those negative feelings might come back up.
They will.
They do.
That's normal.
Yeah, but we can choose to let them go.
Choose a different path.
Exactly.
And there are other things we can do too.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, Psych Central and Beyond Healing Counseling talk about reflective practices
Oh,
like
yeah.
prayer,
Hmm.
meditation,
Yeah.
journaling.
Love that.
Yeah, those are all great for processing emotions.
It are.
And Harvard Health suggests writing about your pain,
Oh,
seeking out stories of forgiveness.
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it can be really inspiring.
Yeah.
And just reminding yourself of the benefits of forgiveness.
So focusing on the good stuff.
Exactly.
And then we have New Age Somatic Psychotherapy and Beyond Healing Counseling,
Okay.
talking about how to let go of emotional baggage.
Letting go, that's huge.
It is.
It's about releasing what no longer serves us.
Yeah.
So New Age suggests acknowledging what that painful experience gave you.
Okay.
What did you learn from it?
Mm-hmm.
Were there any unexpected benefits?
So finding the good,
Finding the good even in the bad.
even if it's just a lesson learned.
Yeah, and then they encourage you to express gratitude for those insights.
Okay.
Celebrate any successes that came out of it.
Yeah.
Be proud of yourself for getting through it.
And acknowledge the challenges without beating yourself up.
Right, be kind to yourself.
And they talk about processing those negative emotions through acceptance.
Oh, like the stages of grief?
Yeah, kind of like that.
You have to go through it to get to the other side.
Yeah, you can't just skip over it.
No, it's part of the healing process.
And the New Age says it's important to tell yourself why it's time to let go and to give yourself permission to want more.
Without guilt.
Without guilt.
Yeah, that's important.
It is.
Because we often feel guilty for wanting better for ourselves.
We do.
But we deserve it.
We do.
So give yourself that permission.
I love that.
And then they talk about doing a symbolic ritual.
Oh, I like rituals.
Me too. They're so powerful.
They are.
They give you that sense of closure.
Yeah, and they say it needs to be something physical
Go ahead.
because we experience emotions through our bodies.
So true.
So it could be writing a letter and burning it,
Okay.
or doing a visualization exercise where you like blow away the negativity,
I like that.
or even just taking a step forward.
Like physically stepping away from the past.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's about creating that physical separation.
Yeah, making it real.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then Beyond Healing Counseling talks about the psychology of letting go.
Okay.
And they say it's important to acknowledge those difficult emotions.
Yeah, the fear, the sadness, the regret.
Yeah, those are all normal.
They are.
And they suggest reframing loss as an opportunity.
Oh, interesting.
So seeing it as a chance for growth.
Like a new beginning.
Yeah.
And they also talk about seeking support
Mm-hmm.
from friends, family, or a professional.
It's so important to have people you can talk to.
It is. You don't have to go through this alone.
And mindfulness practices
Yeah, we talked about those before.
like meditation, yoga, journaling,
Those are all great.
and setting boundaries.
Boundaries are key
They,
to protect your emotional well-being
yeah.
and taking small steps,
We talked about that too.
one day at a time.
Exactly.
And they say it's important to celebrate your progress.
Even the small wins.
Even the small wins.
Yeah, because it all adds up.
It does.
And then Impossible Psychological Services,
Mhm.
they emphasize the importance of acknowledging your emotions,
Okay.
sharing them with someone if you can,
Yeah.
and writing as a way to process them.
Writing is so therapeutic.
It is.
It helps you get it all out.
And Beyond Healing Counseling has some great ideas for making letting go a daily practice.
Oh, like that.
So they suggest starting your day with affirmations.
Affirmations. Love those.
Thank you.
Focusing on release and growth.
Yeah. And then in the evening,
Yeah.
taking some time to reflect on the day
Mhm.
and let go of any negativity.
Mental cleanse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just checking in with yourself regularly
Okay.
to make sure you're not holding on to things that are weighing you down.
Yeah, it's like taking inventory of your emotional baggage
Oh,
and getting rid of what you don't need anymore.
It's about lightening your load.
Exactly.
So it's important to remember
Yeah.
that forgiveness doesn't mean you are wrong to be angry.
Oh, that's so important.
Right. Those feelings are valid.
They are.
And Psych Central really emphasizes that. They do.
Yeah, it's not about invalidating your experience.
No, it's about moving through it.
Exactly.
And it's also important to remember that
Mm.
you don't have to forgive right away.
Take your time. Take your time.
It's a process.
It is-
And you're allowed to feel those feelings.
Yeah, you don't have to rush it.
No, there's no deadline.
And if you're struggling,
Yeah.
Psych Central and Impossible Psychological Services
Hmm.
both recommend seeking professional help.
Okay.
So if you need a therapist
Yeah.
or a counselor,
Mm-hmm.
don't hesitate to reach out.
It's a sign of strength.
It is. It's about taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
So to sum it all up,
Okay.
forgiveness is a powerful choice.
It is.
It's a gift you give yourself.
a gift of freedom.
Yeah. And it comes with so many benefits.
It does.
Mental, emotional, even physical.
All being benefits.
It's about letting go
Mm,
and freeing yourself from that burden of resentment.
yeah.
And there are so many ways to do this,
There are.
and it's a process.
It takes time.
It does. So be patient with yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening,
Yeah.
think about one small step you can take today.
Towards forgiveness.
Mm.
Whether it's forgiving someone else
Yeah.
or forgiving yourself,
Or letting go of something.
letting go of something that's been weighing you down.
What would that look like for you?
Yeah, what would it feel like to
Mhm.
release that burden?
How would your life be different?
How would your future be different?
Yeah. What new possibilities would open up?
What could you achieve?
It's exciting to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Take that first step
and see where it leads you.
to a brighter future.
Okay, there you have it.
Hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
Hope you enjoyed this episode.
Stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for upcoming episodes. Bye.